Greetings and salutations. Welcome to Knife Chats with Tobias.
Okay, so if you read the title, you know this is on fixed blade pocket carries. So if this is on fixed blade pocket carries, why do I have a kukri in front of me? Especially considering this kukri has a blade that is about 8 inches long and overall length is, well, about 12 inches or more, because the handle is right at 4.5 or so. So, you know, kind of a big item for pocket carry. But I did indeed carry this in a pocket, only once or twice, but it was because I was going out into the woods, and where I live, this is not something I could legally carry. But I have a windbreaker, and the windbreaker has a pocket on the inside, like a breast pocket, that is about 12 inches long and about 4 inches wide, so you can actually drop something into it. And I dropped this into it because I was taking this out into the woods to cut some wood and everything, and I wanted to just see how well it chopped and everything. And well, I was walking from my house, and could you imagine walking down the street with this in your hand? Chances are somebody would see you and call the police and say, this guy's walking down the street with a big old knife in his hand. So I just tucked it into the windbreaker and carried it. Still an illegal knife to carry at the time, but I was taking it to the woods for a good purpose. But something also to consider when you're out and about, because I'm sure I'm not the only one who has a windbreaker with a big pocket in it. And you can actually carry some pretty big knives in a pocket if you got a big pocket. So this was one of the knives that I have carried in a pocket, but this is not something I would normally even think of as a pocket carrying fixed blade. However, this next knife is a knife that is designed to be carried in a pocket on the leg of German Bundeshosen or Lederhosen. And that knife is this one here. This is the Jagdnicker, and this is a knife that German hunters traditionally carry in a small pocket on the side of their pants. And it's a long, slim pocket, often in Lederhosen or Bundhosen. And got a blade there, and this is really to dispatch a wounded animal. And we're talking about a blade length here that is about 4 inches, and around 4 inches. The overall length of this knife is about 9.5 inches, and as you can tell, it just has a scabbard that protects the blade here. And what you do is you drop it into that side pocket, and about this much of the handle is sticking out, so you can actually pull it out of the pocket easily, and then you remove the scabbard and do what you need to do, usually putting an animal out of its misery or something. This one is by Linder. This is one of my favorite knives. I've shown it before and went into great detail on how this knife is used. So this is truly a pocket fixed blade, even though it is a rather large knife. But I don't think these are the knives that I would think of normally when I think of a pocket fixed blade. So let's take a look at 3 knives that I have carried as a pocket fixed blade, and consider very good knives for that specific duty. Now this one is the Field & Stream Gut Hook Skinner. This is the exact same knife as the Elk Ridge ER-127. I doubt you'll find this one, but the ER-127 is still readily available. And what it comes in is this hard plastic sheath. You've got a ferro rod on one side and a sharpening rod on the other side. This acts as a bottle opener, and you can use that bottle opener without even removing the knife. As you can see, it could be belt carried if you wanted to, but this is definitely something that you can easily just drop into your back pocket. And because it's got the ring here, you can actually pull it out with the knife, pull the sheath and everything out of your back pocket just by grabbing this and pulling it, because of how it is held in. And it's a pretty cool little knife. Obviously, not very big at all. You've got the finger hole here. I've shown this knife many a times, but really, that's really just to drop right in the middle of your palm. And you got a nice little scraping blade here. Little poke or two if you want to poke, and a little gut hook there. So it's a really nice little knife. That is really a tough piece of carbide there. I had a little nick on the blade there. I just wiped it off. But anyway, this one, as you can see, 440 stainless china. And this one says Field and Stream. But like I said, this is the same as the Elk Ridge ER 127. The only difference is this one is in basically a satin stainless steel finish, and the Elk Ridge 127 is in a camouflage finish. But I believe they both have the same black, heavy black, well, not heavy, but very well made thermoplastic sheath. And the knife, like I said, will go in either way. So it doesn't matter if you're left or right-handed or what pocket you want to put it in. This thing is ideal for pocket carry. Obviously, it is a little skinner for, you know, if you're out fishing or hunting or anything like that. But it also is just a nice little knife to have with you when you need a fixed blade with a relatively broad blade and you want to cut something. So there's one of my definite pocket carries, and I have carried this one often when out in the field. And I also throw it in a pocket inside my backpack just to have a fixed blade with me. So there's one definite plus, and it's a very compact one. Takes up no room in the pocket or back pocket. So that one right there. So next up, we're going a little higher up in the price range here. This is the P036 by Topz, and it's the Cheetah, 1095 carbon steel. You notice it is just a big chunk of steel going through there with some riveted on micarta handles with white, I believe, G10 liners underneath the micarta. It might just be a thermoplastic, I'm not sure. You do have a lanyard hole there, so if you wanted to attach a lanyard so you could pull it out easier, that would be an idea too. You have a finger groove right there and some jimping there, and it's basically like a little kukri in shape. Not a very big knife at all. Again, we see here overall length 6.5 inches with a blade, a nice wide belly blade that comes in right under 3 inches. You got a nice sharpening choil there, and definitely for downward cutting. You can't rock nearly as well as I wish you could with it, but not a bad little knife, and really good for just cutting and peeling your apples or whatever. I'm sure you've seen this most often with Yakima Bob. He uses it for a neck knife. He has one for the neck knife, but mine, I just took it had a very large belt clip on there that would rotate. You could position it any way you wanted to. So you know, for horizontal scout carry or traditional vertical carry or whatever. But for me, it just made sense to just take this, take off the belt snap or whatever you call it, that humongous thing, which was as big as the sheath almost. It just made more sense to use this as just a pocket dropper, and a little heavy for the pocket, but not that bad. And good sheath for it too. So there's the Cheetah. This is definitely one of my pocket knives, pocket fixed blades. I do not use it as often as I should, but that's mainly because I tend to use this instead. If this one gets confiscated, a little bit more of a problem. I probably need to get the Elk Ridge 127, because I don't think I'm ever going to find the Field and Stream again. And I hate to have it taken from me because I was carrying a fixed blade. But anyway, that is one that I carry when I can. Same with this. This one needs more pocket time though. And the third, because I think we were going with 3 fixed blades for the pocket. Well, this third one, well, it's pretty obvious. This is the one that gets the most pocket time recently, and that is the Azula. I think this is just an ideal knife for the pocket. I know more people like the Azula too because it has a little bit bigger of a handle, but I like the Azula simply because it does have a smaller handle. It's enough handle for my hand. You got the jimping up there, and with the shorter handle, the knife comes in right at 6 1/4 inches, so it's a nice length going on. You've got a blade that comes in right at 2 3/4 inches, which is ideal. About this, a little bit more blade than what's on this, but this handle is much more comfortable than the handle on there. Unfortunately, this does not have a bottle opener on it, but I already have a bottle opener with me, so it doesn't matter. Nice thick blade, 1095 carbon steel, and it's an SE, so if it gets broken, I can definitely replace it with no problem by just contacting SE. I have extra sheaths for this because, as you know, I also have the other sheath. Where is it? So this is the sheath for belt carry that I have for it. This is all aftermarket. I bought the OD case for it, or OD scabbard for it, which is then screwed into the nylon moly compatible belt sheath going on here. And I have this set up for left-hand carry. So if I want to carry it on the belt, I can. I also still have the clip so that this can be carried on the belt using the clip with just this, but I prefer just the plastic case here, the plastic scabbard for either neck carry or for pocket carry, and I think this is ideal for pocket carry. The Azula, I think, is my go-to knife, or should be my go-to knife. This is the one I typically have been grabbing, but I really need to start carrying the Azula more because it is just a really great knife to carry. And it definitely fits the pocket well. I have carried it a few times, but I need to carry it more. This is really probably my favorite for pocket carry, the Azula. And so there you have it, my Field and Stream little gut hook skinner. I think this is really a terrific knife for the pocket, and the one that has had the most use in the pocket for me. The Azula, which comes in number 2 when it comes to pocket use, but probably is the better knife to actually throw in the pocket. I really need to just get another Azula. So again, just like with the Cheetah, it's like the main reason I don't carry it in the pocket where I'm at is for fear of it getting taken away by the authorities. So when I have the opportunity to carry these in the pocket, I will throw them in the pocket. And I definitely prefer the Azula over all 3 of these. But the Cheetah has a really interesting blade shape. So, and it's a very nice little knife. Really needs to get used more. All of these need to get used more, especially these 2. I really need to crack this out and start cutting some stuff with it. Same with my Azula. Anyway, I hope that answers your question on 3 fixed blades that I think are ideal for the pocket. Right there.
Let me take just a second to thank you once again for dropping by and spending a few minutes here at Knife Chats with Tobias. I really do appreciate it, and I do appreciate any comments that you leave. So please remember to give me that thumbs up, and also don't forget to subscribe and ring that notification bell so you'll know when the next episode is up and running. Thanks again for dropping by. Really do appreciate your time here.